What's going on, guys? It's Russell at HustlePaintball.com, and today I'll be reviewing Virtue Paintball's Spire. Now, Spire is the latest and greatest competitor in the world of high-end hoppers, and it's Virtue's very first non-aftermarket product. And right off the bat, they did a pretty dang good job. The Spire weighs 16.5 ounces, that's just barely over 1 pound, has a very sleek and low-profile and aggressive look. It even feels aggressive. It's an efficient hopper. It comes apart in a matter of seconds. It comes apart in 3 pieces, and within those pieces, there's only really a few number of moving parts. So again, really efficient. This Spire comes in a lot of different colors. Right here, I obviously have the white. There's the black. It also comes in a base white and base black with accented colors. You can pick those up. And there's also the ability to equip a speed feed, either the Crown 2 or the Crown SF. Now, with it being in the world of high-end hoppers, it will be compared to the Rotor and the Empire Z2 quite a lot. So do keep that in mind. There's a lot of differences and similarities. So, much like the Spire's competitors, it's extremely low profile. It's actually the lowest profile hopper in paintball right now, or at least as far as electronic hoppers go. And it's also very sleek, very aggressive looking. The V-neck, again, very low profile. It's going to sit very snug to your gun. And there's a wide mouth feed lid, so you're no longer going to be rimming your pods trying to get the paint in there while you're not looking. Very wide, your pod's going to go inside, no problem. So good job, Virtue. That's awesome. Has a toolless disassembly. Right on the back here is actually a sliding tab. You go up and down. In the downward position, it's locked, and in the upward position, it's unlocked. So go ahead and put it to the unlocked position. Go ahead and press down on that button, and then you can take off the back shell. Simple as that. Next step here to get inside your Spire. There's a little black tab right here. All I gotta do is press down on that tab, or I guess maybe pull to the forward of the Spire, and there you go. You have your 3 main parts of your Spire right there. That's it. If you want to make more work for yourself or change any parts, you can take off the front shell and this accented line, but you don't really need to do that. There you go. Here's your Spire. So go ahead and get this tray here, and this tray is freaking awesome. You can see how low profile it is. I'm going to say it a lot during this bit. This is everything that the Spire is. I mean, we have the battery harness right here. We have the raceway. Yeah, the wires are exposed, but they're very snug and sit close to the tray. We have the board in a horizontal fashion. And of course, guys, the Spire drive and the Spire motor in a vertical position. So, I mean, right there, just insane. You probably saw that sticker right there. It says, "Do not rotate by hand." And what they mean by that is do not rotate the Spire drive by hand. Basically, what it does is it unwinds the motor. If you want to know more specifics about that, call Virtue Paintball, and they'll yell at you for you. So don't do that. Next here, we'll take the Spire drive out, or off the motor. Now there's 2 pins, and they're very small, so you can't really show it. You got to push them in and press them down. And it can be pretty tough. And truthfully, you're never really going to do this unless you want to do a full clean out of your Spire. And there you go. Here's what makes the Spire the Spire. We have the Spire motor, and then the Spire spring-loaded anti-jam drive. Now you can see those little arms on there. They're basically squishy paddles. For all the guys out there that have Cyclones, you know what I'm talking about. But these are actually flex cycle rubber arms. And they just help ensure the safety of loading brittle paint. You don't have to worry about that. And the spring-loaded part, and hopefully you guys can see this, you can actually, while it's spinning, if needed, it'll actually go underneath the paint and pop it up before a jam can occur. So while it's feeding, it's also preventing any jams. So pretty neat. Hopefully in our testing later, we can actually show that they both work together in unison. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on here. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like in motion. So we get our batteries. It takes 3 AA batteries. Open the harness here. This is one of the better harnesses I've seen on actually really anything. I mean, hopper-wise and gun-wise. If it makes any sense, it feels kind of chunky. The Velcro that is, it really feels like your batteries aren't going to go anywhere. Go ahead and secure it down in there. And there you have it. Like that's never going to do anything or come out. So you're safe there. Once you have your batteries in place, you can turn it on. And there you go. That's the Spire in action. Yeah, it does look kind of lame, but it's actually pulsing and trying to feel for paint. Now, I'll talk about that here in just a second. And what makes the Spire so unique and so innovative is the G-force sensor, which is located at the very front of the tray. Now what the G-force sensor does is it isolates and detects any kind of recoil your marker may create when firing. Once it does that, it actually tells the motor to start spinning, and it feeds your gun. So your hopper's empty, you throw in a pot of paint, it'll detect any kind of tension, and it will pulse a few times extra to make sure the tension is fully there and your whole raceway and your stack is full. And once you fire a shot or 2 shots, it feeds. So you can be firing, stopping, and it'll detect any kind of tension and stop. So there you go. The G-force sensor, it's, like I said, pretty innovative, very unique, and what makes the Spire the Spire. So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and put this back together here. And a little fun fact here for you, the tip of the Spire has basically it's a dampening cushion. Basically a wall that's in the front that when you're moving around, it actually helps not to break paint. So instead of all the balls heading for the tip, it heads to a flat, softer wall. It's still pretty hard, but it is a cushion. You can tell it's a little bit cushier. So before we go outside, I'm quickly go over the programming mode. It's very easy to access. All I have to do is hold down this little triangle button, which coincidentally is also kind of a anti-jam button. You can press that as many times as you want and it'll spin. What you're going to do is hold down that diamond button and the power button. So 1, 2, let go, and it'll go through all the lights. And these are all the programming modes: purple mode, green, blue, red. This is anything from your G-force, sensitivity, to the sound, your LED colors. If you want to check out all the details, it's all in the manual for you. But to access the programming mode, pretty dang easy. So let's go ahead and put some paint in this, go outside, and let's try it out. Alrighty, we're going to do a few tests here. First one with the Ego, we're going to do about half this hopper on semi, the other half on ramping. It is capped at 12.5 because that is the norm. After that, we'll switch up markers. So without further ado, turn it on and get going. Go ahead and switch to ramping. On the fly, and go right back at it. A few more left here. And like most hoppers, shaking to the end. Other than that, did great, no hiccups. Let's go ahead and switch markers. And keep in mind, this is the stock Spire. No settings have been changed. I didn't tinker around with this at all. So hopefully, and we'll see if this thing still works on a different gun. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and do it. Same thing like last time, half of it semi, half of it ramping. Not bad, change it up here. Go to ramping, good to go. All right, much like, again, most hoppers, when it gets to the end, it's a little hard to keep it up and keep shooting. Other than that, I think it fed beautifully, no real problems. Just for fun, I put the Geo up to 15 balls a second. Let's find out if the Spire can keep up. Not bad, I think it did a pretty good job. Let's go back inside, guys. So all in all, guys, the Virtue Spire, pretty decent hopper. As I said in the beginning of the video, I'm pretty happy and pretty glad there's another competitor in the world of high-end hoppers. It's always needed, always great. But it's kind of one of those things where I think the Virtue Spire is an acquired taste. If you like the look of it, like the company, want to support them, like how it works, then hey, go for it. I'm not going to give you any cred for it. But it just seems like the Spire, and it works really well, but it doesn't, but it does. And when I say that, I mean, you have to baby the Spire. That's basically what I'm saying. With the Rotor, for example, you put some batteries on it, or in it, excuse me, slap it on a gun, turn it on, it's going to work. No matter what gun you're firing, it's going to work. With the Spire, you have to put batteries in it, slap it on, shoot it on a gun, and I mean, it might keep up, or it might have a little bit of those glitches in it, and that's when you have to go in the programming mode. I mean, get your manual out, and hey, by the way, it's awesome. They give you a full colored manual with everything you need to know in this, but at the same time, you have a manual for your hopper. I mean, yay, manual, but yeah, manual? It's kind of one of those things to keep in mind. But you have to open up the programming modes, go inside, and really kind of tweak. So it's definitely a tinkerer's hopper, and there's nothing wrong with that. For all the guys out there that like that kind of stuff, hey, go for a Spire. But for the price point that it's at, I mean, it's directly competing with a Rotor. I mean, if this thing was $75 to $85 cheaper, I would say, hey, go get a Spire. It's so worth it. But I mean, for the money, again, I can just slap on my Rotor on any gun, and hey, I can shoot like this and know it's going to be shooting at whatever I'm pulling the trigger at. With this, as you saw outside, yeah, it keeps up, shoots beautifully, but there's some blimps in there. Kind of one of those things. Another thing to keep in mind, because you do have to tinker it to your gun. Let's just say you're at a tournament, your hopper goes down, you need to borrow someone's hopper. They throw you a Spire. Hey, awesome, thanks. Go out, play the point, and again, you're shooting, and it does the whole the blimps. That's okay, you're still shooting, but I mean, you really have to get this to your gun. And once you set it to your gun, it's fantastic. So again, it's an acquired taste. I think it's awesome. I like this hopper a lot, but I really thought it was going to be on par with the Rotor before it came out. Now that it's actually out, it seems like it's just a little bit underneath the Rotor, and that's okay. It's still a great hopper, but it could have been better. I think the design could be a little bit better, but hey, you can't hit on it too much. It's very unique, and that's something that we need in paintball. So props to Virtue for that. So of course, guys, you can buy the Virtue Spire and anything paintball related at hustlepaintball.com. The SKU for the Spire will pop up right here. Go ahead and grab that SKU, put it in the search bar on hustlepaintball.com, and it'll pull you to the page right away. If not, check the description down below. There's a link. And also, guys, sometimes the answers to your guys' questions are just 2 clicks away. Other than that, guys, ask me on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, read the blogs. Most importantly, join pbright.com. You can talk to myself and anything guys Hustle Paintball about, hey, the Virtue Spire or anything paintball related. Other than that, guys, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, shoot us an email at videos@hustlepaintball.com. And who knows, maybe your next video idea will be our next actual video. Other than that, guys, I'll see you when I see you. Talk to you when I talk to you. Cool beans. It's an efficient hopper, comes apart in just a few pieces, and those pieces, there's only really a few moving pieces in those pieces. Reese's pieces. I said pieces a lot, pieces.